Olá, boa noite. Eu sou o Biribó, hoje estreando jogo novo no canal. Runaway 2, o Sonho da Tartaruga. Mas antes de apresentar o jogo, corrijo um erro de ontem no final de Runaway, uma aventura na estrada. Ao citar um dos outros jogos da Pêndulo, eu disse The Little Big Thing, em vez de The Next Big Thing, que é o correto. Runaway 2, o Sonho da Tartaruga, é jogo da pequena desenvolvedora espanhola Pêndulo, lançado pela Fox Home em 2006. A resenha, da qual resumo alguns pontos, é de Nathan Davison no site TweakTown, em dezembro de 2006, atualizada em novembro de 2020. Diz ele: quando foi a última vez que você jogou um título de aventura de apontar e clicar realmente bom? Embora o gênero não esteja morto, tampouco anda dominando os PCs. Um dos últimos títulos que teve sucesso razoável foi o Runaway original, com enredo peculiar e personagens que lembraram a muitos de como os títulos de aventura podem ser divertidos, embora desafiadores. Depois de escolher começar o jogo, será apresentada uma sequência de abertura que define o enredo, sendo a tarefa do jogador resolver e direcionar o caminho de Brian para encontrar Gina e dirigi-los de volta à civilização. Mas claro que não será nada fácil, pois há enorme conspiração envolvendo o exército dos Estados Unidos, alienígenas e muitos estranhos. Naturalmente, o enredo de um título de aventura contribui significativamente para o apelo do jogo, e a esse respeito, Runaway 2 é único e carismático. Embora difícil divulgar aspectos sem estragar as coisas, digamos que até os fãs de Runaway original ficarão surpresos com algumas reviravoltas do 2. Sorte da Pêndulo, que o meio dos jogos é, em geral, grato e receptivo a conceitos de enredos peculiares e até mesmo tolos, porque é disso que se trata Runaway 2. Claro que o jogo tem seus momentos sérios, como a busca de Brian para salvar Gina, mas, como qualquer bom título de aventura, Runaway 2 não se leva muito a sério, exibindo estereótipos, referências da cultura pop a serem captadas e piadas, algumas direcionadas ao próprio jogo e ao gênero point and click. Na verdade, ao longo do jogo, quase sempre há uma frase na ponta da língua de Brian, ou uma piada mais sutil no diálogo ou ambiente, e, embora quase não se perceba, eventuais passagens de humor sábio. Fora do enredo, o outro grande fator para fazer um título de aventura de sucesso é a mecânica do jogo, e como ele traduz o enredo para uma forma interativa. O Runaway 2 novamente se destaca aqui, mas existem falhas ao longo do caminho. Em primeiro lugar, muitos dos quebra-cabeças e problemas envolvem quantidade indesejável de repetição. Por exemplo, você pode ter de se comunicar com uma personagem várias vezes, sendo em cada uma submetido ao mesmo diálogo introdutório e eventos associados àquela personagem, um problema difícil de evitar em títulos de aventura. Não é um grande mal, mas tira um pouco do bom trabalho do jogo em mantê-lo imerso. Outro pequeno problema na jogabilidade é a relação entre o que o enredo quer que você faça a seguir e o que você de fato precisa fazer no jogo. Embora favorável a um título de aventura desafiador que trabalhe o cérebro, há quebra-cabeças muito estranhos, a ponto de eu achar que se você puser 100 jogadores médios na tarefa, apenas um punhado irá resolvê-los, e por vezes, mesmo quem o fizer, se sentirá mais confuso com a lógica utilizada do que aliviado com o sucesso. Para piorar, Runaway 2 também fará você caçar pixels ocasionalmente, o que significa escanear lentamente a cena com o mouse, apertando os olhos para a tela e observando seu ícone se transformar em uma lupa ou uma mão, dado que alguns hotspots no ambiente, com os quais você precisa interagir, são incrivelmente pequenos e ocultos. Mas depende de como você lida com problemas que podem ou não fazer sentido. Se adora ser desafiado por quebra-cabeças peculiares que exigem suposições limítrofes, isso será uma grande vantagem, mas, para as demais pessoas, pode ser desanimador. No entanto, se você gosta de adventures, duvido que não seja capaz de ignorar a natureza, por vezes aleatória, de Runaway 2, ao considerar a sua jogabilidade, no geral, muito sólida. Visualmente, Runaway 2 não é o jogo com melhor estilo ilustrado, mas tem seus momentos. Alguns ambientes variam em detalhes e qualidade, mas a maioria é bem renderizada. Os movimentos das personagens são realistas e emitem o efeito de um plugin 3D, isso é, modelos 3D feitos para parecer um tanto 2D e cartoon. Desta vez, a Pêndulo escolheu trilhas sonoras ambientalmente mais relevantes durante o jogo, que funcionam bem. Ainda no tópico áudio, Runaway 2 apresenta algumas performances muito boas de dublagem, a ponto de personagens mais originais parecerem verossímeis. Às vezes, você pode notar um dublador sendo reciclado, como confirmado nos créditos finais, mas em geral, os atores de vozes fizeram um bom trabalho na versão em inglês. Então, qual é o veredicto? Os jogos de aventura estão de volta ao topo? Bem, não exatamente, mas Runaway 2, O Sonho da Tartaruga, é um título divertido, desafiador e muito criativo, que deve deixar qualquer fã desse gênero clássico cativado. O enredo é estranho, mas repleto de grandes personagens e reviravoltas. A dublagem é incomparável e o design e a composição do jogo em si deixam um pouco a desejar. Às vezes pode exigir soluções bem malucas e até repetições, mas isso, de certa forma, está se tornando uma característica da série, já esperada pelos fãs, mais do que algo negativo. Agora digo eu, comprei o game no GOG, que só o oferece em inglês ou francês, voz e legenda no mesmo idioma, ou inglês ou francês. Se comprasse na Pêndulo, a única opção seria com voz e legenda em espanhol, sendo que desta vez não localizei nenhum site que disponibilizasse um patch de legendas em espanhol para incluir no jogo com vozes em inglês. Daí, por mais que meu entendimento reste prejudicado, usarei vozes e legendas em inglês, prestigiando a grande maioria dos assinantes do canal. Como sempre, manifestações sobre som, imagem e posição da câmera serão bem-vindas, para ajustes, acaso necessários. E como sempre diz o Brian, que jamais disse isso, sorte para todos e para mim também. Bandido! Havaí, Maui, mataram a Gina, coitado. Tudo que aquele bandido do Brian a jogou do avião. Essa era a Dina.
Hey, Sushi. Are you there?
Take me out for a ride. Brian. How's it going?
You're not gonna believe this, but I'm in a big mess again.
LOL.
This is serious, Sushi. I need help.
Okay, calm down. You can count on me. What's happening?
Well, I guess I should start from the top. Here's what happened. A few days ago, Gina and I were on vacation in Hawaii. You know, sun, sand, daiquiris, the hula. Anyway, the thing is that Gina wanted to go to Tiki Falls on Mala Island. So, even though I didn't feel like it, we got up early one morning to go on our ill-fated little day trip.
Brian, the alarm clock.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Come on, man. I bet we're gonna have an amazing time.
If you say so.
Come on. It'll be awesome. Come on, don't tell me you've never dreamed of seeing the waterfalls and the Tiki Temple.
Platypus tours, huh? Couldn't you find a more upscale agency?
I called a few others, but they all told me their flights to Mala Island were temporarily canceled for some reason.
That's weird.
Oh, don't be such a worrywart. A really kind old man at Platypus told me there was no problem. We better get moving. The pilot is expecting us on the beach at 8 o'clock sharp.
Well, kids, sure is a fine morning, isn't it? Just perfect for flying over Samala Island. I'm telling you, you're just gonna love them Tiki Falls and Temple. They are, like you kids say, totally awesome.
Don't take this the wrong way, sir, but aren't you a bit age-challenged to be flying a plane?
Brian, don't you think that was a bit rude? Forgive him, Otto. I'm sure you're a first-class pilot.
Don't worry, hotcakes. I'm used to dealing with smart Alex like him. And don't you worry, dude. This old bird's wings are still a-flapping.
So, let's get a move on and fly over to Mala Island. I can't wait to get there. Brian, cheer up that grumpy face and stop worrying.
Okay. By the way, Otto, that hydroplane doesn't look like it's compliant with Hawaiian transportation safety standards.
Oh, I assure you, there's no reason to fret. This sweet purring machine will keep you safer than Air Force One.
Oh, God. Somehow I knew this wouldn't have a happy ending. Come on, hurry! You have to jump!
There must be some other way. Are you sure Otto picked the bucket?
He's flown to bluer skies, no doubt about it. And there's only one parachute. So get the thing on, because I'm opening the door.
Well, let's jump together. I am not leaving you here in a crashing plane.
No, Gina, the parachute won't hold us both. I can manage to land this contraption, but it's silly for both of us to risk our lives.
No, I'd never jump without you.
Hurry up, Gina. We'll see each other on the ground soon. I promise.
No, Brian,
Morreram os dois, acabou o jogo. Muito obrigado por terem acompanhado mais essa jogatina completa.
Whoa. What happened? Where am I? The hydroplane. We were about to crash. Man, I can't believe I saved my skin this time. My poor body aches, but I don't think anything's broken. Just a few scratches. Ah! Otto! Where could he be? How weird. Otto is gone. I don't know. Maybe he was thrown from the plane when we crashed. Poor little devil. I feel awful for him. But he could have chosen some other time to fly the coop. I really get irked by people who make drastic decisions without consulting anyone else. I seem to have crashed in quite a lush area. Well, the first thing I should do is find Gina. I saw from the plane that she was falling over a lake. I hope she didn't have any trouble swimming ashore to safety. She's probably searching for me, too. I'll be needing our backpacks before I set off to see where we've landed. Oh man, they're not here either. Nothing. They vanished without a trace. What a bummer. They must have flown out when we crashed. Well, I'll just have to make do with what I have. This one is filled with toy puppies. And I see the others are too.
Eu comecei a jogar agora. E dessa vez, como muitas das coisas aparecem nas conversas ou nos pensamentos das personagens, que eles dizem o que vão fazer, e o meu inglês é pobrezinho demais, vou precisar de ajuda mais que das outras vezes.
I'll take one. You never know. Huh. It weighs more than I was expecting. Obviously, there's some sort of mechanism to make it move. Yeah, it requires batteries. And there are some in it. Wow! It's one of those popular Capote puppies. I read it's the most popular urinating toy to come out in decades. Apparently, they're all the rage over in Europe.
Aqui é o inventário dele e aqui é o controle das opções do jogo. No inventário, por enquanto, ele só tem o cachorrinho, Capote.
This thing near its tail looks like a screw cap. There must be a tank inside that can be filled with liquid to make Capote more lifelike. It's a shard of glass from that broken window over there. I'm not too big on the idea of carrying a sharp piece of glass around. On the other hand, it may be useful. I'll have to be careful not to get cut.
Caco de vidro ele já arranjou.
It's locked. No way. You need a key to open it.
O caco de vidro não vai abrir isso daqui.
Some newspapers, bottles, cans, and Otto's old Walkman with Muzak. Ah, and there's the clip Gina was wearing in her hair. It must have fallen out when we started to nosedive. I don't see anything worthwhile. Well, perhaps Gina's hair clip. Gina will be excited to get it back once we're back together.
Esse aí também não vai abrir o bagageiro. Só vou tentar isso em último caso. Se nada mais der certo.
Anyway, I don't know much about planes, but this looks pretty banged up. Looks like Otto was obsessed with Elvis as well as flying. No, it gives me the heebie-jeebies, and looks useless anyway. That looks familiar from the movies, but I haven't a clue what it's for. They're locked in place. Darn, if it were working, I could call for help. Nope, it's dead. I'll have to get out of here using my own wits. It doesn't seem to be locked. Just some old binoculars and a pint of scotch. Seems as if Otto liked to travel well prepared. 12-year-old scotch. Otto sure knew how to take care of himself. These look truly ancient, and they're not really pocket-sized either. Jeez, they aren't exactly pocket-sized. However, they may be my ticket out of this jungle. Yeah, I know this is no time for a drink, but it may come in handy later. They're synchronized with the controls over here, the ones that belong to the pilot. Better use the ones on my side. It won't be of much use, even though it still moves. There's just a filthy old thermos inside. Better not. From the look of it, I bet no one has opened it in eons. Let's see. Maps and flight plans. And what's that down there? A magnifying glass. I'm taking that. I might need to use it. I don't need them. I don't know what that's for, to tell you the truth. Wow! I got the front hatch of the plane open. It's just amazing how much I'm able to do without having a clue what I'm doing.
Mais nada aqui.
Looks like Otto was obsessed with Elvis as well. Yikes! The lever came loose and the front hatch slammed shut by itself.
Fechou de volta o bagageiro da frente.
It must be used to open and close the front hatch of the hydroplane. Let's see whether the lever holds a little longer without moving.
que eu posso... Pino de cabelo.
Good plan. Let's see if it's the right size. Perfect. With the lever blocked in place, there's no more worry about that hatch slamming shut.
Essa até que tinha lógica. Depois que ele disse que abriu e que fechou. Mas então eu tenho que ir no bagageiro, porque aqui eu não tenho nada.
It's hard to be sure, but I must have passed out hours ago. Amazing! It looks as if I'm in the middle of a jungle. I can't complain though. All these thick trees probably saved my life. It's filtering in through the tree branches. I'd love to catch some rays, but this is no time to get a tan.
Não é tempo de tomar sol.
All right, now I won't have any trouble taking a look.
Ah, vai olhar o bagageiro.
A tank of water is always useful. It weighs quite a bit, but if I get thirsty, I'll be happy to have grabbed it. Plus, it'll help me stay in shape, in case I have to make a run at some point, especially if I drop it. This tool is also quite interesting. Might be a good weapon if I have to fight off any wild beasts. I don't see anything else that's useful for now.
Por enquanto ele não quer pegar mais nada aí. Água com o cachorro?
All right. I suppose that's what the tank was designed for. Ready.
Usar a lupa no raio de sol para botar fogo na selva.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. If I guide it through the magnifying glass, the sun will be turned into a super strong beam of light. But in order to be of any use, I'd have to aim the magnifying glass at something. And I don't see how I'd do that right now.
Ele não tem
Good
por que
idea.
usar.
That way I can use the magnifying glass wherever I need it. The hard part will be fitting the handle in. So let's cross our fingers. There we go. I made it as long as I could.
Eu cliquei sem querer aqui no inventário, ia só colocar a lupa de volta, cliquei em cima desse coisa e agora ele firmou ali, dizendo, boa ideia, boa das macacadas. Então, esse aqui que eu tenho que pôr no raio de luz.
Yeah, now that the handle is much longer, I can probably attach it to something. This looks like the perfect spot. Ta-da! The beam converges through the lens and turns into a high-powered light beam.
E o que ele vai cozinhar aí?
I'm sure I'll find some use for this, even if it's just running into it as I shuffle back and forth.
O que ele vai pôr aí? O uísque para pegar fogo?
That won't work.
Não. É, o bom da gente fazer as coisas sem querer. Agora os raios de luz não vai mais adiantar eu olhar.
It's teetering between those two trees, but it might fall to the ground at any moment. I'd rather not get too close, or it might fall onto me.
Só tem raio de luz aqui em todo lugar que ele olha. E aqui a lupa que eu coloquei.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I think it's a lemur. Now, isn't that something special? It's getting more sparse up ahead. There are fewer trees and it looks like the jungle is ending. The bad part is over here. Just what I was afraid of. Quicksand. I'll have to be extremely careful.
Areia movediça.
I think that if I can get up onto that ledge, I'll finally find a way out of this jungle. Holy smokes! What a drop! It must be thousands of feet down. I think climbing the ledge is a bit too dangerous. If I slip off to the left, I'll end up in the quicksand. And if I slip off to the right, I'll break my neck. I'll just have to find another way up there. What have we got here? Why, it's Otto's goggles. How in the devil did they get here? I refuse to believe that. No, I can't believe Otto ended up at the bottom of that sludge. Oh, the humanity. I don't think I can reach them. I'll cut a branch to get to them.
Agora ele já está fazendo as coisas sozinho.
This one should do.
Nem tô mandando ele cortar nada. Ele tem a ideia, já vai, já faz. Já posso ir embora.
Luckily, the lens wasn't too stained by that muck. The lenses are a bit scratched, but the rest seems to be in good shape.
Então, se eu vou usar só a correia, eu vou cortar a correia.
Yeah, I get the idea. Let's hop to it. There we go. I made it as long as I could. It's strong and sturdy, and I think it'll be long enough. I only needed the branch to reach for Otto's goggles, but I'll keep it just in case I can find some other use for it.
Se eu fizer estilingue.
That's a good idea, but it would work better if I cut the branch first to give it the ideal shape.
Cortar primeiro melhor.
That makes no sense.
Então, o contrário. Esse aqui para cortar.
Yep, I just need to change the shape a bit. Bingo. It's just the way I wanted it.
Você tem que juntar as duas coisas na ordem que ele quer. Se colocar o ramo em cima do vidro, ele diz que não tem sentido. Teoricamente, pela ordem certa, não teria mesmo, mas é para usar uma coisa com a outra. São essas duas mesmo.
Yeah, I think I did this on a field trip once.
Será que eu vou atirar
Done. I've made the perfect slingshot.
no lemur?
No, don't feel like soiling my hand with that yucky ooze. That's right where the lemur was when I got here.
Eu vou ter que fazer alguma coisa aqui na área do lemur.
What a huge boulder! It crosses over the quicksand.
É só subir nessa pedra e ir por essa árvore até o alto do abismo.
That's not a bad idea. From the top of the rock, I could reach that fallen tree and use it as a bridge to avoid the quicksand. Here it goes. That rock is as slick as ice. I can't climb it.
Será que já tem alguma coisa nova no avião para pegar?
Okay, let's take a peek in there again.
Tem que lembrar disso, que no jogo passado eu esqueci. Ficava rodando à toa.
Yeah, that can there may be just what I need. It's anti-slippage spray, and it looks like the can is almost full. I don't see anything else that's useful for now.
Proibido se jogar todo gostosão.
It's one of those sprays that makes bathtubs less slippery. Hey, there's that friendly little lemur. Good plan. Maybe that'll make it less slippery. Presto. I think that'll be enough. Okay, let's see if I can make it now. Darn that lemur from... Looks like we've got ourselves a mischievous little lemur.
Dá jeito nessa praga. Não tenho nada para abrir agora.
Hey, something fell down over there.
Agora caiu alguma coisa do
It
céu.
belongs to Otto. Where in the world did it fall from? The photo's from '92, but Otto looked just as elderly then as he does now. God knows how old the guy is. I think there's something up there, but I can't see it from here.
Agora vai usar os binóculos então, finalmente?
All right, let's see if I can find something up there. It looks like a bag. I'm not positive, but it might be Otto's. That would explain where his pilot's license dropped from. Well, as long as Otto doesn't fall down onto me at some point.
Agora usa estilingue.
Yeah, let's see how good my aim is. I wonder if I can knock the bag down. This rock should work. Presto. Yep, no doubt about it. It's Otto's bag. All right, I'll take a little peek. This key could come in handy. I think I know what lock it opens. The problem is that it's split in two. It must have broken when the bag fell from the treetop.
Ele vai fundir de volta a chave no calor do raio de sol? É isso?
I believe I know what it opens, but it won't be of much use if it's broken.
Ponha calor nisso.
Yeah, if the light beam produces enough heat, maybe I can weld the key together. Let's try it out. Yes, I deserve the locksmith merit badge. And it seems to be pretty darn sturdy.
Vamos lá então abrir.
Let's try it. I hope the welding holds. Darn it! The excess metal from when I welded it is keeping the key from going into the keyhole.
É, soldou e ficou rebarba na chave.
Yes, that should help remove the excess metal. Let's be careful. You might bust the key again. Presto! It should work now. Now it's as good as new. If the compartment doesn't open now, I'll need the local locksmith. Come on, this has gotta go in the keyhole now. Yes! Finally! That took some effort, but now it's open. Some blankets, a first aid kit, and that there. It looks like, yeah, a pair of snowshoes.
Tá certo. Manta, raquete pra neve, tá no Havaí mesmo, sem dúvida nenhuma.
I'm not interested in blankets. I don't even think they have a winter around here. And at this rate, I don't think a first aid kit will do me much good. Something tells me these snowshoes will come in handy anyway. They remind me of a Neanderthals, but hey, Neanderthals knew their snow.
Agora eu tenho que despistar aquele chato do Lemur para poder subir na pedra.
That conniving little lemur again. Hey, you filthy monkey! If I get my hands on you, you're gonna regret it.
Eu vou distraí-lo com o cachorrinho xixizento.
Hey, that does sound like an interesting idea. Maybe that lemur will be distracted by playing with Capote and leave me alone. This is the perfect spot. I can hide behind the rock, and while the lemur is scampering amid the trees, it won't see me putting Capote in place. I don't want him to think Capote's a trap.
A Bá queria que eu pusesse
Ready.
o uísque.
I'll hide behind here.
Tá tomando todo o xixi do cachorro ali. A água, né? Ele gostou da água pura.
Man, that is one vicious little beast. It's not going to be easy to fool him.
Vou ter que usar a ideia da Bai, maltratar o bicho com bebida alcoólica.
Sure, I'll take one more. Let's hope this one doesn't end up drowning in the mud like the last one. Yeah, that might be a clever idea.
Ele concordou com a Bai.
Filled to the brim, this dog needs to go out for a walk. ASAP. That conniving little lemur again.
No...
Hey, you filthy monkey! If I get my hands on you, you're gonna regret it.
No começo ele achava uma gracinha, agora na terceira vez já achou uma gracinha muito sem graça.
Let's see if that prehensile prankster can drink as much whiskey as water. Ready. I'll hide behind here.
Sociedade Protetora dos Animais.
Looks like we can't hold our liquor, can we, my friend? Time to get what's coming to you, it seems. He's out like a light. Well, I'm not gonna hurt him. And they say you should keep your enemies as close as you can. And Capote's coming too, of course. Good little puppy, Capote. You've been very obedient. Time to climb. I don't have to worry about that lemur anymore. Finally, I made it up. I finally made it out of that jungle, so now I can... Oh, great. The jungle's ended, but not my problems. Look at that hanging bridge. It's scary just looking at that rickety thing. That is one deep gorge. It'll be impossible to climb down. If I fall, death will be pretty inevitable. The fun part will be the ascent with a full kit. Halo, wings, harp, and a white gown. Just what I was afraid of. The only way out is to cross that bridge. The more I look at it, the worse I feel about crossing. I really don't think it'd hold. Rickety bridge. Cross at own risk. After reading that sign, I wouldn't cross it if I were on a reality TV show. Sorry, but I'm not gambling my life away on that.
Usa os calçados de neve.
Wow, I knew I'd find some use for them. If I put the snowshoes on, my weight would be distributed across several planks of wood. It sounds crazy, but I have to try it. And not only that, but I should get rid of all my extra weight too. I'm gonna hide all the stuff I don't really need. This has to go, and this too. I'm taking the lemur with me. If I leave him here, he might shake the bridge just for laughs. Or something worse. Darn that lemur. He must have woken up, and the first thing he did was polish off the whiskey. Okay, that should be enough. I really do feel quite a bit lighter now. Well, here we go. It's been nice knowing you, world. Well, at least the worst part is over. Now I just have to keep on climbing.
Agora voltar para pegar as coisas que abandonou lá atrás.
Wait. What is this doing on a lost island? What's going on here? What was it? Nothing more and nothing less than a military camp. Can you believe it?
It's not that weird, Brian. I bet they were just doing maneuvers.
You're wrong, Sushi. In the beginning, that's kind of what I thought too. The soldiers had most likely seen Gina falling, so I headed for the camp to see whether they would help me. But it didn't turn out to be as easy as just going down to the lake, meeting up with her, and ending the day trip with a pina colada. Nope. The accident turned out to be nothing compared to what was in store for me. Things were about to get worse. Much worse.
Mudança de capítulo. Surfing Mala. Tiki Fall.
Well, here I am at last. I never thought I'd make it. I hope the hike was worth it, and those soldiers know something about Gina.
Freeze! Hands behind your head!
But I
said hands up, mister!
Okay. All right, man, keep it cool.
Listen, pal, it's nothing personal, but you can never be too careful.
This is not necessary. I'm unarmed. I just wanted to ask if you guys saw a girl fall into the lake this morning.
How would I know? All girl stuff is part of the Colonel's privileges. Yo, get over here!
Could I speak with the Colonel then?
I don't know why I should help you, dude, but you caught me in a good mood. Wait here, and I'll go ask him. Don't take your eyes off him, Felton. Leslie, a civilian wants to talk to the Colonel. All right, Felton, accompany the civilian into the Colonel's tent.
As you ordered. Leslie, this is the guy who wants to have a word with the Colonel.
One moment, my Colonel. Thank you, Felton. You, come here, please.
Caught him by surprise.
Mr.
The gun as usual.
Uh-huh.
You stupid old Theodore.
I've taken note, my Colonel.
Caught him by surprise.
Your name?
Brian Basco.
Well, Mr. Basco, wait here. Mr. What's-his-face wishes to speak with you, my colonel.
Who? Tell him I'm asleep, flower pot.
But he can hear you speaking right now, my colonel.
I must be speaking in my sleep, flower pot.
No, Daddy, you're more of the snoring type.
Flower pot, that memory of yours is worse than a senile old general's. Get it through that thick skull of yours that there are no mommies or daddies in the army. Get over here a minute. I need to explain something. And pull those shirt tails right out of your pants. You look like a mama's boy. Look here, Lester. Why do you think I call you Flower Pot? To belittle you? No. It's such an outlandish surname that nobody will suspect it's fake. If the troops knew I sired a dim-witted boob like you, they'd lose their confidence in me, and I'd be shafted. You get it, son?
Looks like Leslie writes down all the orders he gets from his dad in here. What surprises me most, though, is that his writing resembles mine so much. Why the heck not? My writing is so similar to Leslie's that I could get him to believe he wrote it himself, following his father's orders. If I do it carefully, nobody will see me. What should I put? Sure. Great idea.
Não sei o que da garota
I'm
do
sorry, Dad. I mean, my colonel. Oh, by the way, the satellite has located that shipment of cigars you were being sent from Cuba, my colonel.
It's about time, Flower Pot. Coordinates?
I didn't memorize them, my colonel, but I'll ask for them again right away.
God damn it, Flower Pot. Aren't you using that planner I gave you for Christmas? Do it now, and send a couple of men to the area. I want those cigars brought to me. As of yesterday. Out of my sight, Flower Pot.
You can come in, Mr. whatever you're called.
Thanks.
Well then?
Good morning. My name is...
Is that what you came to tell me, civilian? Or did you have something interesting to say?
Well, I'd like to ask you about...
Negative. I'm the one asking questions here.
Yeah, but I was just wondering whether...
What do you think this is? A Q&A in the Pentagon press room? I'm warning you. Nobody interrogates me.
It's really just a quick...
Look here, civvy boy. Are you dumb or am I explaining this all wrong? If you ask me one more question, you're gonna spend the next 15 days in my refrigerator. Got that?
In the refrigerator? Well, if you give me a baseball to toss around...
Okay then. Now, answer this. What in Sam Hill are you doing on my island?
O sobrenome dele é Basco, sim, Brian Basco. E a Dina Timmons. Conforme o outro jogo.
A girlfriend of mine fell into the lake, and I think you guys rescued her.
Negative, civilian. My men monitor every centimeter of Mala Island, and they ain't seen none of that. You sure that happened on this patch of land?
Well, she didn't exactly fall. I threw her out in mid-flight.
Something was telling me you're not all bad, boy, and I was right. Turns out you're my kind of man. So, did you enjoy that experience?
It's not what you think. I pushed her out to save her.
No reason to apologize. You done nothing wrong.
I bet you would have killed her. You look like a despicable slayer of helpless women.
Come on, boy. There's no reason to start kissing up to me at this point. And I don't know what you mean by helpless. You look the other way and they start weaving a web. like a tarantula. Ha, that was pretty funny, like red tarantulas.
Did I say I pushed her? I keep saying the silliest things lately.
You've got me more turned round than a dog chasing his tail. Let's see. Now, what did you mean?
Yeah, if you haven't seen her, it's because you're all half blind. Sorry.
Are you mocking me, civvy boy? Just remember, if I get a hold of your girl, I can give her a real hard time.
In fact, I think she's being held here against her will.
You don't say. There may be another possibility. She might be hiding from you.
I mean, that's not what I meant. It's the... I had no idea this island belonged to you. It must have cost you a small fortune.
I say it's mine because I'm in charge here. Didn't anyone tell you martial law has been imposed on Mala Island?
No way. I didn't know we were at war.
Well, we aren't, unfortunately. You know how much I miss the old days back in Nam.
There've been others since Vietnam. You must have been in some later conflict.
All of them. Even a few you ain't never heard of. Like that time the Reds put fluoride in the water supply to poison our minds. But none was as fun as Nam.
You must be the only person alive who misses a lost war.
I should have kicked the bucket in that war, you know. They riddled me with bullets. So I knelt down and raised my arms for a more photogenic demise. And then some bird brain came along, threw me on his back, and saved me. So here I am, on a two-bit island with no way to die heroically.
Quit complaining. You're on a paradise island now.
Don't overestimate the fun here. There ain't no enemy battalions at the beach, shrapnel with breakfast, or flocks of vultures hovering over the trenches. Now that would be paradise.
I see you're a man of action.
Like any man with a sense of self-worth, civilian, like the men of yesteryear, those soldiers who killed at gunpoint. They didn't depend on them bureaucrats and their nuclear arms. But the old days are making a comeback. You'll see, soon.
Getting back to what I was saying, why are we under martial law?
Because that way I'm not obliged to answer questions from imbecile civilians like yourself. And even less so when they're about unauthorized topics.
I couldn't care less about the martial law, but I'll tell you why I'm on Mala Island.
I knew I could get you to sing in the end. Come on, fess up.
I'm not obliged to answer that question. I'll only respond in the presence of my attorney.
So that's your game, huh? Well, move your butt out of my tent, boy, and keep it still until the evacuation takes place.
If only you could offer me a nice plush mattress to park it on with my girl.
Don't you get smart with me, boy. In a few hours, you and all the other civilians left on Mala will be shipped out. The boat's on its way. It's a matter of hours. Flower pot?
Colonel, sir!
Escort the civilian to the door. And if he makes any funny moves, kill him. That guy rubs me the wrong way. I don't want him turning into a relentless pest. Tarantula.
I don't know why, but I get a sneaky feeling that the Colonel is hiding something. What's more, when I came out, I saw a girl being escorted by a soldier toward Kortsmeyer's tent. For a moment there, I thought it was Gina, and I almost bumped into her. She was blonde and wearing a very tight red leather outfit, but what in the world could that insane colonel be up to? It's clearer and clearer to me that Gina's being held somewhere inside the camp, but they're watching every step I take, so it's impossible to get a good look around. I'll have to find some other way to get in, no matter how hard I have to try. But it won't do me any good to rescue Gina if we have no way out afterward. With all travel by sea and air cut off, those military types would find us in no time. It's obvious. I'll have to cook up a plan to sneak into the camp and find a way to escape from the island. However, with the little help I have, that's gonna be one tall order. My only support is a plastered primate, who I'm gradually becoming fond of, I must say. And now that he woke up, his little eyes look so sad. They remind me of a little basset hound puppy I once had in New York. I'll name the little lemur after him. Little Demon. Looks like it leads to a crossroad. I'll go see what I find. I can't take one more step. I feel like someone poured a pot of boiling soup into my shoes and I'm cooking noodles between my toes. But it was worth it. Finally, some contact with civilization. There's another soldier with a car. I hope this one doesn't give me any flack. Let's see what the area has to offer. Eureka! A bar! With a waitress and everything. Today's your lucky day. Let's go chat her up.
Ed?
Hi there.
Não, Ed. De costas parecia.
Aloha! Welcome to Luana Beach. Where did you come from?
Well, if you mean my place of birth, I come from New York. I got to Mala Island just this morning and...
You don't fool me. I haven't seen any boats or planes arrive in the last 3 days.
The thing is, I landed on the other side of the island, in a biplane that looks worse than a World War II relic.
Did you fly in with Otto?
No way! You guys know each other?
Yeah, we're old pals, and I adore his cool plane. I met my ex-boyfriend Charlie in it. Where is old Otto, by the way?
I think he went to Kauai. Yeah, he left full speed ahead to deliver a shipment of Capote dogs.
Oh, I love those little puppies, and they have such a cute name. Mine is Lokelani, stranger, which means heavenly rose.
Nice to meet you, Lokelani. I'm Brian.
Oh, crap. You have the same name as my moron of an ex-boyfriend.
I thought his name was Charlie.
No, that was a different boyfriend. Brian was this loser I'd prefer to forget about. So I'll just have to pick a different name for you. Do you like Kaimi? It means he who searches in Hawaiian.
I like the way it sounds. And if you knew me better, you'd realize it suits me to a T.
Oh yeah, and that fluffy love ball of a cockatoo is Aolani, my best friend, and the only male I can trust.
Charmed, Aolani. Lokelani, I wanted to ask you for something.
Oh, sorry. I must be the worst waitress in the Pacific. What can I do for you, Kaimi?
No, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to chat with you.
I don't know whether to believe you. Whenever my ex said some girl had just chatted with him, I knew to expect the worst.
Brian did that?
Oh no, that was Mikhail, a 7-foot-tall Russian. So, surprise me. What should we chat about?
I haven't seen many people around here.
Yeah, the island's population has been reduced to just a few friends of mine. And this guy dressed like a monk who arrived last night. Plus me and the military guys, as you've observed.
Tell me about that guy who looks like a monk.
He must have gotten here last night after I closed up. He hasn't budged all morning and didn't even notice when I went to say hi. Maybe he's deaf, like my ex.
Mikhail?
No, Renee. He was a better man than most. He was deaf as a doorknob, but he could listen so much better than the average male.
Why didn't they evacuate you and your friends?
They let me stay a few days longer. Colonel's orders. I don't know why, though. And my 2 friends stayed because Knife took Kai for a ride in his motorboat, So the military guys didn't find them till they got back.
Talk to me about your friend Kai.
The poor thing lost his leg to a shark. But he's still the best surfer Mala Island has ever seen. And he comes from a long line of amazing witch doctors. His grandfather, the last kahuna in the family saga, even had his own TV show.
Tell me about Knife.
He goes for the heart-stopping excitement, but he's fickle. Every once in a while, he gets obsessed with a new hobby. Right now, it's surfing, and that's all he thinks about. Lately, the waves around here have been smaller than in a kiddie pool, so he spends the day island hopping in his speedboat in search of killer waves. Oh, and then there's Koala, his son, but you'd better just meet him for yourself.
Where can I find your friends?
They live together at Alawala Cove. If you want to meet them, just follow the highway toward the northeast, and you'll come across their hut. I recommend it as a day trip. It's a lovely spot. Some people think Tiki Temple ruins are prettier, but since they're in the militarized zone, visits are out of the question.
Do you get along with the military guys here on the island?
That first night, they all came here to get sloshed. But then I think the colonel forbid them to return. Now he comes alone.
When did they get here?
About 3 days ago. They evacuated everyone, declared a state of emergency, and set up camp at the Tiki Temple ruins. Rumor has it there was some deadly virus running rampant, but I think the soldiers are being paid off by real estate speculators. They'll end up developing the island into a huge golf course for bored old moneybags, like my ex.
Are you talking about Charlie?
No, I meant Renako, an African millionaire who had petroleum coming out of his diamond-studded ears.
Do you know the man in charge of the troops?
The colonel? Yeah, he looks a lot like my ex, but with half the looks and twice the wrinkles. And he doesn't have that hot criminal look, of course.
Your ex-boyfriend, Brian?
No, Milo, a kid from Central Europe or somewhere around there.
I didn't know you liked older men.
It's not that I have anything for them. The only difference is on the surface, really. Inside, all men are equally childish, no matter what their age. But don't worry, most of us women like children.
After talking with him, it sounds like you got him sailing the Love Boat.
Love Boat? Well, he can batten down the hatches and lower his mast, because there's no way I'm riding his love vessel. Plus, I can't stand tobacco smoke, and last night he came here smoking this big fat stogie. It gave off a hideous stench.
I don't like talking about that guy.
Don't look at me. You're the one who brought him up.
Military men bore me. I'm changing the subject.
Well, my ex-boyfriend was a military thug, and he really made me laugh.
Mikhail?
No, Tiru, a hilarious sergeant from India.
I suppose you didn't hear any of those soldiers mention a girlfriend of mine who fell into the lake.
Well, a girl. And here I was thinking you didn't have a girlfriend.
No, she isn't my girlfriend.
You sure? Look straight into my eyes and tell me she's not your girlfriend. Into my eyes, Kaimi. A little bit higher. Higher. There.
Aqui estão meus olhos.
Hey, look! It's a cockatoo impaled on a stake.
Talk about getting off topic.
Let's talk about something else.
All right, if that's the best you can come up with.
It doesn't seem like you have much work.
Well, before the military got here, my boss didn't give me a moment of tropical island peace. Wait on the bar. Go down to the storeroom. Clean up the photo stand. Shoo those lemurs off the bucking bronco. Put on a skimpier outfit.
Sounds like you have a great boss. Huh.
If only you knew. Once I thought it might be nice to set out some trays of fresh coconut, and he said, "I don't pay you to think." If I get so bold as to give a free drink to a customer, he threatens to fire me, because he's the biggest skinflint in the Pacific. And on top of that, when the soldiers came, he ran off like a sissy, but told me that if I closed up shop, he'd fire me.
What was it you said about a bunch of lemurs?
I know it sounds weird, but a few years ago, a Japanese boat full of giant lemurs sunk nearby. It was headed for New York. Anyway, the lemurs swam to shore and took over the beach. You can't imagine what lushes they were. If I turned my back for a second, they'd rip off all the booze. They were bombed day and night, destroying everything they got their little prehensile paws on, until we managed to run them into the jungle on the other side of the island.
Well, I suppose this bar isn't exactly the workplace of your dreams, is it?
Don't be so sure. I've had worse jobs. I even worked in Hollywood as a makeup artist. It sounds all glamorous at first, but when you have to turn 3,000 midgets into extraterrestrials, all the glitz and bling-bling starts to fade.
So how did you manage to find work in Hollywood?
You know, the same way everyone gets a break in the movie world.
Maybe you should save it for another time. There may be minors reading this.
What a dirty little mind you have. I got my break thanks to my mom, who was a makeup artist. She would take me to film shoots before I learned to walk.
Oh, doing movie makeup must be a hard job.
Not really. Maybe it used to be. But ever since they came out with Grease Paint Pro, you can make your grandma look like a star, as the slogan says.
What is that Grease Paint Pro thing?
It's the computer software we movie makeup artists use. You can scan a picture of the character you want to create, another of the person you're making over, and in a few seconds it gives you a range of makeup options. Along with the list of the products you'll need, the features you should accentuate or cover up. To put it simply, it's a very expensive wonder program that only big production companies can afford.
But with Grease Paint Pro alone, it's not enough, is it? I bet it's useless without your talent.
They're all essential. The computer, the talent, the scanner, the printer, and of course, the makeup products. I don't mean to brag, but I have them all. The great thing about having a computer geek as a boyfriend is that he can set up a home machine for you that's better than the ones most professionals use.
I don't mean to butt into your business, but are you talking about Mikhail?
No, Koji-san, this guy from Tokyo.
What were we chatting about?
All you men are the same. You're so busy looking at our cleavage, you can't pay attention to what we're saying. So it makes no difference. We can talk about whatever you wish.
Did you work on any famous films?
I wouldn't know. I never go to the movies. I mainly worked in horror movies until I met this director. We started going out, and he hired me to do 3 movies all at the same time.
You don't say. I bet his name was Andy. Or maybe it was Larry.
You're a really bad guesser. Anyway, his name was Peter. He made films in Australia, or did something down under.
You don't look like a makeup artist. Or a waitress, for that matter.
I'm not sure if I want to know what you see me as.
I'm gonna take a stroll. See ya later on.
See you around.
Bem, por hoje vamos ficando por aqui. O Exou Biribó, agradecendo a presença, o apoio, as dicas, as traduções, a torcida, desejando boa noite, até amanhã. Por enquanto eu fui.